Hey, Gavax here. So we had our first title update slash patch of Madden 20 after the official launch. I believe the ones that we got during EA Access through the early access weren't considered like full game betas or patches. Sorry, not betas. So this is like the only one they got notes on. Those ones that they gave us before were kind of just like, we changed stuff, but we're not going to tell you. These are the first notes one. They say in here that we are going to get one shortly. I think Kralo said next week sometime during the stream. So key highlights, and I'm going to go through my thoughts as we go along here, kind of like what they've been doing, how they've been doing it with all the errors that they've had, and kind of like a really sloppy start to Madden. Key highlights. Today's title update is very small and focused on specific stability and usability issues. I think at the start of a game, I think you got to let us kind of experience the game, fully flesh it out. One of my complaints about the beta is that we weren't able to fully play MUT, use everything that kind of was available to us in MUT. Now most of our time's in MUT, so there's a lot of different things that we realized early that pass rush pressure, it wasn't really there. And then we started putting abilities on our defensive linemen. Once we started moving up on our squads, got some new cards, the DeMarcus Lawrence card, that kind of thing came out. We're realizing actually pass rush pressure from just rushing 3 is insane. And you'll have to have secure protectors on your line because of how insane it is. So like the meta's flipping, and I said I'm worried about that. I'm always saying these things and catching crap, and then people realize a week or two later, oh wait, he was right. So one of those things that, again, I was right about is that these abilities are fucking insane on defensive linemen, and it's completely changing the meta. So, with that said, this update, changing and fixing bugs and other stability issues, that is exactly what we want our first patch of the year to be. We want, basically, the gameplay to kind of stay where it's at right away. Let us fully experience it, but take care of all the big problems, the issues that we see, the crashes, all that stuff, which is what they've done here. So congratulations. I want to give you a round of applause of focusing on the right thing for the first patch. With this, I did have a tweet that I put out asking if people are still getting DCs today. And some people are saying no, some people are saying yes, just a couple of times. Not as frequent, but in 30 house rules, game got maybe 3. So I would get 3 out of, I don't know, 7 to 10 games. I get DCs previously, so they've cut down on the number of disconnects. And so look at that tweet. I'll link it too. I've gotten 2 on PS4, none yet. First house rules games of the day, and got stuck on a loading screen. Not once. He just got it twice. No. I had 1 out of potential 30 games. So they've seriously cut back on the amount of connectivity issues and that were present in the game. So you're still gonna see it. You're still gonna get those DCs. You're still gonna get that from what I'm seeing based off general feedback. But at least it's down from what it was. And hopefully they can keep cutting it down with future patches and keep discovering the issues that are causing this head-to-head online massacre that we're currently going through of disconnects and I guess DC is the same thing. Whatever. So, reduce the chance of encountering a disconnect from online games when transitioning into gameplay. Additional fixes remain under investigation for future title updates. So, they are aware there are additional things to do with this, so that is good, but it is kind of like our first path to glory. It's still so weird that we're using like these head-to-head connections, right? It's strange that they haven't done like some sort of central server. Instead, they're going like peer-to-peer, it still feels like. So, that's sad. Really sad that it's still that way. But that's, EA being cheap, right? So franchise updates, okay. I want to finish off my final thoughts on this before we move on to other updates. All right, so prior to this going out in MUT, there was a few kind of bugs that went in the player's favor. We were able to grind out MUT Master stats by replaying the same solo over and over without backing out. Awesome. We were able to get XP by doing that same method. Awesome. And then with the house rules, we were able to get more XP than they thought was normal or traditional. So I think EA, not necessarily, I'm going to say this and people are going to be like, well, it's a lot easier to fix those bugs. Sure. I think it's bad optics. When you have terrible server issues, disconnects, problems in your game that are severely affecting your players, the fact that you go and patch out those things, I know it's server side, but the fact that you take them out to harm your players more than they're already being harmed by your servers, I think it sends the wrong message. I think it's the wrong optics. So I think if you throw a bug out there that benefits us players like that, like getting more XP or getting yards, we're still legitimately getting those yards playing the same solo over and over we're just able to hit the next placeholder instead of having to back all the way out. You guys are cowards for taking that away for the Mutt Master grind. And I think it shows an utter disrespect. Like, you have these bugs that stay in the game that harm us, but you're taking out the bugs that benefit us. And that pisses off your player base. That gives you no favors. You took away solo battles. You took away weekend league for a week for your players because of these disconnects and everything going on. But the disconnects are still there. You put in house rules. That's fine. So, like, it feels like EA, you're just not doing yourselves any favor in the PR department when you patch out these things before you patch out the major things. So that's kind of my thought on it. Please, if it's in there and it favors us, as long as it's absolutely, like, you know, game breaking, like, I don't know, gives everybody 1 billion coins, I think it should stay, right? If it's something like that. But again, other patches that are, other things that are bad, like if it's something that doesn't benefit the players and it makes the game worse, sure, fix that. That's helping your players. I think that helps provide some, like, positive goodwill right there. But man, you really frustrate a lot of people. I was at level 50 already, so it didn't affect me. But when you patched out that whole 150 XP for each house rules game, you did piss off your guys more than. So, like, you're just angering people right now, and it's not a good look. So let's move on to franchise updates. Fix an issue causing more than one overtime to occur in regular season games when using the play a moment feature. Okay. Fix an issue causing the game to enter a state where it would not end, failing objective on 4th down during the last play of the game. Okay. Fix an issue causing the game to enter a state where it would not end when the clock expired by a CPU and okay. Fix an issue. Soft lock. Okay. Broncos defensive play. That's so weird. That they didn't like search and replace all of Broncos shit. Fix an issue someone previously college overtime rules. Yeah, so they put the college overtime rules in the face of the franchise. Cool. Madden Ultimate Team updates. Added a pop-up when exiting lineup screen to activate a player's superstar X factor. Yeah, I think that's just user UI. Didn't they say they didn't upgrade any presentation stuff? I guess UI isn't presentation, is it? I don't think it is. So yeah, basically a dummy button. So congratulations. I don't know. It was kind of basically like that's kind of like a quality of life feature as an update. So not that big of a deal. Fix an issue causing the X Factor and Superstar ability to lose functionality when restarting or using the Play Next Challenge feature. This is really nice. I like this because, you know, it was fucked up. Something that they should have caught and fixed beforehand. But, you know, we're a couple weeks in. We're okay now, I guess. Fixed an issue preventing the proper values from displaying when attempting to equip chemistry associated with both positive and negative boost. So, like, it was like the plus negatives, and, like, people didn't understand that you lose agility when you gain speed on Sprinter now. That's why I think Brawler might be a little bit better. You lose a little acceleration, but speed is 4 times as important as acceleration, so. And I think agility matters quite a bit for users and the feel of running back and wide receivers and that kind of stuff making cuts. So I think I'd rather lose acceleration than agility, so. Yeah, it makes it more clear because it is weird. Obviously, if you're like an accountant, you're used to using plus negatives or just any math person. But as like kind of just looking at it, you're like, wait, what? That's kind of confusing. Why would they double do it with symbols? But they like symbols, right? With the, nah, I'm not going to go into the joke. Fix an issue preventing users from linking wildcards already in a set to the auction house. Good. Another nice quality of life feature they had last year. They're making it useful again this year. Improve. Wait, no. That's not the right one. Sorry, I completely misread that. From linking wildcards already in a set to the auction house. From linking wildcards already in a set to the auction house. Yeah, no, I did read that, right? Linking. So basically, when you click on a wild card, you're able to go to the auction house to find it now, right? Isn't that what it is? Because there was that other issue where you're not able to put some cards into a wild card set. Which issue is that? I think that's just fine, going to the auction house. They haven't said anything about not being able to put certain cards in the sets that should be eligible. So you have to sell that card and buy a new one to put it in the set and take that tax loss. So that's still an issue in the game, it looks like. But they did patch that you can now search to the auction house, it looks like. Improved performance of the play tab of the Mutt menu. Was it just laggy? Maybe that's it. Maybe they made it less laggy. I don't know what that performance is. That's very generic. Wish they'd be more specific in these notes on that. Anyways, that's the first patch. Your mileage may vary, but we still have a ton of bugs left. I see a guy in the Mutt Reddits keeping a list of bugs every week, so good for him. Glad that he's doing it. That's pretty freaking huge. But that's it for the video. What do you guys think? General stability improvements, isn't enough? Are you guys still getting disconnected today? Let me know. I really hope, I know our community is so against patches because of how EA screwed it up. We'll see if this is a step forward or a step back for the game. Hopefully, it's just the fixes and we don't discover any other wild bugs, but I'm guessing, just like Australia, Madden will get many, many more wild bugs this year. Poisonous, fearsome bugs. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I'll see you tomorrow.